Don in London, hello. November 26th. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance was alcohol. My behaviour could be equally addictive towards people, places and things. Fastening myself to anything, and sometimes when we fasten ourselves to anything, including drink, we become not only a prisoner of what it is we try to control, we're also the jailer as well. So we are imprisoned often by our own desires and wants. So what's changed in me from my drinking days to being sober one day at a time? Well, needs met, wants forgotten. When I cover my needs, the basic needs of living, then the wants are forgotten. And I know I can be as bad as anybody else in looking for the next fix, looking for the next part of me to be fixed by people, places, things, or even a drug, or even alcohol. So sobriety is a one day at a time process for me, or a way of living, to meet my basic needs, and that's in terms of emotional, spiritual and physical well-being, the best I can be. Not striving always to be perfect, which was always the way I seemed to actually try and live my life. I'm trying to be perfect so that you would love me. And I know now that the simple way to live is emotional, spiritual and physical well-being, and let things happen, let the world in, see reality as it is. So emotional, I do ask myself, how am I feeling, why, and what can I do? And this morning I've been feeling quite tired. Late night, exciting days cause quite exciting tiredness, so I need to look after myself and do what I need to do today. And spiritual, what is spiritual? Well, the ability to cope. I was talking to somebody last night and we both agreed that spiritual is being able to see reality as it is and cope with it and live in it, live in reality. And physically, as best we can be, look after myself, and if I don't feel too well, take time out. We can't take time out at the end because there's nothing left, so we need to take time out along the way. So in other words, a self-recovery program with the help of a lot of people, in my case, and out of the addiction into recovery, out of the problem into the solution. And what helps me most these days so that my life can work is the Fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'm an absolute fan, and I share about how it helps me on a daily basis. I don't speak for the Fellowship of AA. Alcoholics Anonymous is full of unique, authentic people who speak for themselves where they will. And that's most important. Each voice in AA is as powerful and is equal to the next voice we hear. So although you only hear my point of view, if you like, here, the only way to experience AA is to be a part of it if you are in addiction and want a solution. And AA isn't the only way. There are many ways to be sober. It's the quality of life that you want to experience or need to experience which is important. And without a drink, in my case, the rest of life can happen. So I lean on fellowship. I lean on the many voices of fellowship in order for my life to work today. So what is AA? I've got a little card here which has the AA preamble shared at every meeting, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And the whole point of the Fellowship of AA is that it is equal in terms of the contribution that everybody makes. Everybody contributes in fellowship in some way or other, either by just sitting on a seat in a meeting or to any other extent that is possible on a daily basis. So we're all equal, no voice more powerful than another, and that's part of what AA is, spiritual and emotional, spiritual equality and emotional sobriety. So why I do these videos is to share some of what AA can be, and the only way to really experience AA is to go to it if you have a drinking problem and see what it may be able to do for you. And if it doesn't work, there are plenty of other ways to try get sober. So I share from this book daily reflections and 1 page a day, 12 months, 12 steps of action for an individual to improve their sobriety, and 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together. So 1 step, 1 tradition per month, and step 11 is all covered in November to an extent, and so is the tradition. And today it is about the tradition, and it talks about the hazards of publicity, and this is all about motive in living. People who symbolise causes and ideas fill a deep human need, and it can be the human need in oneself. We of AA do not question that, but we do have to soberly face the fact that being in the public eye is hazardous, especially for us, and that is, are we trying to gain something by our association with AA? As a recovered alcoholic, or in my case, recovering 1 day at a time, I must make an effort to put into practice the principles of the AA program, and it says principles, not rules, which are founded on honesty, truth and humility. So looking for the truth of now as it is, not my opinion. And humility, which is all about learning more on a daily basis about how life is and how we fit in with what is going on in the world. While I was drinking, I was constantly trying to be in the limelight. Not really, but I did want to find my place in the world and have value, and probably overvalued myself, or rather overvalued my contribution over others' contributions, and now these days I see it as equal. I don't have this hierarchy thing going on in me. Now that I am conscious of my mistakes and my former lack of integrity, it would not be honest to seek prestige, and even for the justifiable purpose of promoting the AA message of recovery. And this is why attraction is better than promotion. So attraction, when it comes to AA, is what you see is what you get in meetings, not what you hear from me, although I'm just sharing what I've got from it. And promotion for me means suggesting that there is a way to fix oneself. And there are no fixes in life as such. We can't fix something that we're living. We're in a constant state of repair or learning, something like that. Is the publicity that centres around the AA fellowship and the miracles it produces not worth much more? Why not let people around us appreciate by themselves the changes that AA has brought in us? For that would be far better recommendation for the fellowship than any I could make. And the problem for me, in this great big world where 1 in 13, in the UK for example, 1 in 13 of the adult population is drink dependent, how do we share a message of experience, strength and hope to offer the greatest opportunity to the greatest number? Well, there are many ways, and as long as we stick to a principle, which is attraction, what you see is what you get, rather than promotion, guaranteeing you something which cannot be guaranteed. Because if you could stop drinking, or I could have stopped drinking, I would have done it on my own, through self-will. But what I found with drink and addiction is self-harm, self-will run riot, and self-obsession. So these days, with a bit of luck and regular attendance at meetings of AA, attraction is why I keep coming back to it, rather than promoting an idea of being fixed. And when life is good or bad or up and down, and I'm just not sure, the serenity prayer to God or good conscience helps me in the moment of now. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is for me just for today.